So in the months leading up to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, the hype was tremendous, alright? I remember at the time hearing from my brother and my best friend how the game had set record-breaking numbers on Steam for pre-orders. I had high hopes for Sparker, being an older gamer who has played the Budokai Tenkaichi games, Xenoverse, and DB Fighters. Aside from Dragon Ball Kakarot, I have played nearly all the Dragon Ball fighting games at one point or another. I'm a huge fan, but I decided to wait to get Sparking Zero initially, and it's a good thing I did. Vanish Wars. So the game launches, right? And right off the bat, there's mixed reactions. Some people loved it, some people did not, and online battles ensued.
Blatantly goddamn disrespecting me, little idiots! Idiots!
The ones who did like it thought the haters just didn't have the skill to play it, and the haters thought Sparks was just too shallow and out of date, and that it wasn't actually a real fighting game. I kept hearing how Yajirobe was this overpowered, imbalanced monster beating up on Super Saiyan gods, and that the fight against Great Ape Vegeta was like jumping in your own grave. It turns out that that was quite true. I had a hell of a time trying to beat this damn dirty ape.
Get your stinking trike off me, you damn dirty ape!
So yeah, at the time, I'm busy playing Diablo 4, so there's no rush for me to get it, right? I gave it about a month or so before I finally snatched it up. At this point, I've only logged about 15 to 20 hours or so, but I am enjoying it, mostly. So, as a big-time Dragon Ball fan, I figured I would toss in my 2 cents, and maybe a senzu bean or two, for good measure.
Hey, Baldy, hurry! Throw me one of those beans!
The game was released on October 8th, 2024, so we're about 3 months into its launch. 4 likely by the time this review drops. 5. And there have been some changes, such as the Vanish Wars mechanic, as I will talk about later. As of January 9th, 2025, it currently sits with a 9 out of 10 on Steam, with 95% of Google users liking it. Steam recent reviews are very positive, with all reviews averaging out to very positive. But what does this Super Saiyan God have to say about all this? Let's roll the intro.
Alright, here goes!
The good. So DB Sparks has a decent amount going for it. As fighting games go, it's important that there's more meat on the bone than just flashy graphics, air juggles, and a big roster of characters to choose from. There needs to be more clever additions to keep a player sucked in these days. People's attention spans are thin.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Fortunately, Dragon Ball is more of a sparking hero than a sparking zero in this regard. Like just about every damn entry before it, DB Sparks takes us through the many different arcs of the Dragon Ball story. Yeah, we're doing the Saiyan Saga again for the millionth time.
What the?
You can play as Goku and experience everything from Raditz landing on Earth all the way through to the Tournament of Power. You can play as Vegeta and experience, well, not a whole lot actually. I mean, it's Vegeta, he always gets shit on. Why did Toriyama hate him so much? Other important characters such as Goku Black, Frieza, Piccolo, and Gohan all get their own little stories as well. But one of the most unique features is the what-if scenarios. One of the most interesting ones is the game showing off Frieza as the main representative of Universe 7 in the Tournament of Power. But I didn't unlock that branch, so I don't have any gameplay of it. Ever wonder what it would be like if Zamasu took over Gohan's body and became Gohan Black? I mean, probably nobody, but in Dragon Ball Sparks, you can experience that dumb shit. You can also create your own what-if stories in a somewhat limited way, but still a nice feature that works well enough. The roster. The roster is actually quite huge, and there's a fair number of costumes to choose from. character selection is a Saiyan's dream come true. From Goku to Vegeta, and even some less expected faces, yes, stupid freaking Hercule is in it. There is a solid roster to choose from here. Boo, Cell, all the androids, even Majin Vegeta is here when you unlock him in the store. Just about every character you want to play is available. Though finding a balanced team is like trying to find a perfectly cooked sensu bean, rare and precious.
Sensu beans.
The visuals. Sparking Zero looks surprisingly good considering it's really just a modern day Budokai, although that's still up for debate. The character models are detailed, the special moves are flashy as hell, and the overall aesthetic captures the spirit of Dragon Ball. It's like watching an anime come to life. There are some really excellent looking combos, special moves, and these clashes that require you to hammer down on X or hold it to decide a winner. From flipping and flying around to teleporting, you really feel like you're playing the anime. It feels like you are actually living the show, so that's all I could ever hope for. The oh my god moments. Landing a perfectly timed ultimate attack, nothing beats that feeling. It's pure Dragon Ball dopamine, you know what I'm saying? Those moments of pure, unadulterated power are what keep you coming back for more, even when you're getting your butt kicked by a surprisingly agile Yajirobe or a Vegeta who's sending you to another dimension. I need powering up and transforming in my Dragon Ball games, and we get all the good stuff here, from Goku's Super Saiyan 3 to all the Frieza transformations. That was one of my biggest gripes with DB Fighters. You couldn't transform. You would select the character you wanted in whatever transformation phase you desired and play it that way. Fuck that shit. I want to show off and power up from base Goku all the way to goddamn Super Saiyan Blue, bitches. Even if he isn't necessarily hitting harder or doing more damage in that form, it's still the psychological buff my mind gets when I see it. Hashtag keep transformations in Dragon Ball games. Hidden Depths. The soundtrack for Sparker DB is pretty good from what I've heard so far. Being able to pick specific songs for sparking mode is a nice touch, and the combat system is fairly deep. It takes time to learn how the game handles, how and when to block, parry, and vanish. There were these vanish wars early on, but I've heard it got patched because the community really hated it. And so I personally got a chance to experience this firsthand. It was not great. Yeah, more about that later. Wait around and see. It's kind of funny. I tried playing it more recently and it seems like that's not a part of the game anymore, although you can still vanish around, which is cool. The Vanish Wars thing sounds cool in theory, but became a frustrating mechanic. There are these occasional back and forth scuffles that can happen. Maybe when both fighters engage at exactly the same time. I'm not sure what triggers it, but it adds this cinematic experience to real-time battles that work really well for visual flair, and it's a nice touch. The action is chaotic, the battles are epic, and nothing brings you closer to becoming your favorite Saiyan or Namekian. You've got tournament battles and the what-if scenarios, a decent story mode, and collecting the Dragon Balls to unlock shit. Definitely enough meat on the bone to get me coming back for more. But what about... Wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute. Oh my god. Oh no, there's DLC. There's DLC for this game. How can I do this video now and not include the DLC? Oh my god. No. What am I gonna do? Ugh. The DLC. Okay, real fast. DLC just dropped for the game on January 23rd, 2025, called the Hero of Justice Pack. Essentially, it boils down to an inclusion of the Dragon Ball superhero movie characters and forms such as Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, the Gammas, and Cell Max. It also comes with some bullshit Red Ribbon Soldier disguise for Piccolo, and 3 nonsense custom battles that anyone could have made within the game's editing features. Really, with this, all you need to know is that for a whopping $34.99 Season Pass, there simply is not enough included. The general consensus online is that there should have been at least some new stages thrown in. After all, the base game only comes with 12, which really isn't all that much. For this reason, I still haven't downloaded the DLC. Of course, I would love access to Beast Gohan and my boy Piccolo, but I really just can't justify it. The next upcoming DLC should be introducing the Dragon Ball Daima characters, which would almost certainly bring us the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and SS4 Goku forms depicted in the new show. The bad. The learning curve for newbies. So some people say that the combat is excessively difficult, which is why I think the game went through like a period of negative reviews. It was just too hard for people to learn how to play it. It does take time to learn it, and once you do, you may even start to feel like there should be more to it. But all in all, it's a balance system that is as far away from a button-mashing fighting game that I've ever experienced. It rewards strategy as opposed to brute force offense. So, it's considered a possible bad thing, but not for me. Which leads us into the controls. This is the learning curve of 1,000 mountains. Let's be honest, the controls are unique compared to other fighting games. They're not inherently bad, but they take some serious getting used to. It's like trying to learn to fly on a Nimbus cloud. Initially terrifying, but eventually rewarding. Maybe.
What's the deal with this thing?
Only those who have a pure heart can ride the Nimbus cloud.
Even for a former Dragon Ball Tenkaichi player, I struggled at first. I mean, it's been damn near 17 years since I've played that shit. And I played it a bunch, but I didn't make it like my favorite game of all time or anything. So I felt a little bit like a fish out of water. Coming into it, I was all like, I'm the Budokai veteran. I'm the dude all these guys online are talking about, and I'm gonna fuck this game up.
You think you hard? Wanna talk shit?
Shut the fuck up, you nitwit!
Yeah, no, not really. I was like any other new player. Well, maybe I did have a little advantage, knowing how the game functions and handles and what to expect, but that was about it.
To think you'd end up defeated by two Saiyans at the same time.
Bye-bye!
Balance issues, a universe out of whack. Some characters are undeniably stronger than others. It's not a perfectly balanced game, which can lead to some frustrating matchups. Certain characters can exploit in-game mechanics that gain them an unfair advantage, such as the ability to instantly spark or using after image strike to vanish behind their opponent. Characters such as Whis, Beerus, and Super Vegito are exceptionally powerful in the game due to strong abilities, movesets, and stats. At least that's what Google AI is telling me. It just gets boring. So after playing for a while, the combat mechanics get a bit repetitive. It's deep, but not deep enough if that makes sense, Bean.
Here, Sensu Bean?
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Even with so many characters, the game gets stale. It feels like every character handles about the same with these slight variations, such as some being able to instant transmission teleport, or others having the ability to spark instantly, like I said, or use a Sensu Bean, like Yajirobe. But when it comes to regular attacks, it all feels the same to me. I don't know. The competition. People are cheating! First off, I should mention I haven't played too much online. Because of my initial experience with it, yeah, let's actually talk about that for a second. Alright, so yeah, this is my first online battle. Look at this shit. You'll see what I'm talking about. Goku vs. Vegeta, right? Now, I've been playing a little bit at this point, like, you know, against the computer or whatever, but it's not like I don't know how to play. So far I'm getting demolished. Yep, right behind me. Nice. Nope. Fucking counters it. Yep. Like, there was no chance from the get-go. Like, immediately, I have no chance. Getting knocked around like an asshole. Oh, yeah? You're gonna go Super Saiyan God? You're gonna go Super Saiyan God, Vegeta? Yeah, okay. Let's do it. And he's behind me again. Oh, nice. Nice move. Nice move by me. And what are you shooting at? He's crushing you from behind. Yep. Okay, alright, we're connecting. We got him. Yes. And he's behind me again. So that's the theme of this game. Smooth. Yeah, and this one's beautiful, right? Great. At this point, I'm just like, alright, dude. Alright, so this is the follow-up fight that I got a chance to watch. Yeah, so as usual, it's just going behind your opponent. Like over and over again, just getting behind him and then beating the shit out of him because you can't do anything when there's a guy behind you attacking. Alright, this is what I wanted to show you. Look at this. Look at this. That's the Vanish Wars. Some really cool animations, for sure, as to be expected with a game like this. Yep. How's that feel getting hit in the back, Broly? It's just, I didn't realize how frequently it happened. Here we go, some more Vanish Wars. Yep, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. Look at this. It's kind of cool, actually. I mean, it is. It's kind of like Dragon Ball Z, right? That's what they do, but it's just, and this is another nice addition that I was talking about. Right, so that was my first online battle in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I just wanted you to see that because it was just my first experience. Like, it was a genuine first time going in with the Vanish Wars still as a thing, and it was just there's just too much getting hit from behind you. I can't believe how much there's. I didn't even realize how much there was. But from what I have read up on, the people online, especially in ranked, are consistently using the overpowered characters and flat out cheating to win matches. How are they cheating? Probably mostly the exploits I mentioned, aside from Vanish Wars, which have been somewhat ironed out. But I'm just guessing. Yeah, I know, it's not actually cheating, it's just being good at the game. It's the same story with this game as every other fighting game I've ever played. If you don't play it every day, learn all the ins and outs and the mechanics and practice combos and shit, you're gonna struggle. You must make it your main game and play the shit out of it. Other weird shit. So I'm running out of time here, so here are a few issues or problems that I came across rapid fire. The camera angles can occasionally be like a tilt-a-whirl of frustration. AI offline CPU transforms only to transform back to base form, only to transform again for some odd reason. We've got PowerPoint slideshows for a lot of the important story mode moments. The AI can be too hard or too easy. The what if scenarios can be kinda underwhelming. Only 8 characters get their own episodes, most of which are short. Combat can feel like there is a slight delay or lags at certain moments, which almost feels like it's an intentional design, to be honest. And I can't play certain songs I unlock as stage BGMs. They're only for using sparking mode. Final verdict. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is a flawed but ultimately fun fighting game. It's a chaotic, unpredictable experience that captures the spirit of Dragon Ball. Unfortunately, it didn't meet the expectations that a lot of people were hoping for, but for me, it does enough right to keep me coming back to it. People hate on certain characters being overpowered and that there are balancing issues, but this is Dragon Ball, people. Certain characters are supposed to be uber strong or more powerful than the others. So on that front, I'm not mad at the game. I just probably would have advised Bandai Namco to get these characters' power levels a little more accurate. The bottom line is that you should be able to pick any character you want and have a chance to win, but the stronger characters should have an advantage. This is easier to say than to actually implement, of course. I mean, come on, should Krillin be as strong as Beerus? The answer is no, of course not. Sparking Zero shines in a lot of areas. The graphics give the feeling of the anime along with the combat, and has this sort of like a rock, paper, scissors mechanic to it that I loved about Dead or Alive, with these little quick-time action sequences that happen depending on if both players do just the right thing at just the right time. This creates a great action cinematic experience that gives the feel of a movie. The voice acting is on point as always, and although it may not be the ultimate perfect Dragon Ball fighting game that we all hoped it would be, it's still another great addition, even if it's not exactly Budokai Tenkaichi. Is it Budokai Tenkaichi or Tenkaichi? Tenkaichi? I don't know, I think I've been saying it wrong all this time. Time to give it a DDG score on the Tower of Games tier list.
Don't let it go to your head!
Alright, here we go. Real fast. Graphics out of 15 points. Get the beautiful because the game looks pretty good. Gameplay out of 15. That's another good 10 points right there. Audio, yeah, I'm going to give it very good 10 points. Story, good 8 points. Game time, going to be average. Price is worth the price. Did I really put worth the price? I should have put if it's on sale, actually. What happened there? I guess I'm going to stick with that. Fuck it. Bugs out of 10. You're gonna get minor, because I mean I've heard there are, but I haven't had any problems. Audience is teen. Difficulty, significant brain usage, and grind is too much grind because there are some grindy points in the game for like getting Dragon Balls and shit like that. But you know, you don't. It really isn't necessary as well. But there are people that say it's kind of a grindy game. So not for me, but I'll give it to you on that one there with a breakdown score of 60%. Based on all of these numbers, and then my gut reaction, which I'm going to lean more heavily on, is going to get an 80%, which averages out to 73%. 73% for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So, yeah, 60 and 80 equals 73.